Most horror games aren't actually scary, but these ones are different. I've picked 10 horror games that actually mess with your head. Now let's get started. At number 10 is Soma. Soma is a narrative-driven sci-fi style horror set deep beneath the Atlantic Ocean, where isolation and existential dread take center stage. You play as Simon Jarrett, who wakes up in a mysterious underwater facility called Pathos 2, with no clear idea of how he got there or what's happened to the world above. As you explore the dark, decaying corridors, you'll encounter strange machines, unsettling creatures, and fragments of human consciousness that blur the line between life and artificial existence. Rather than relying on jump scares, Soma builds tension through atmosphere and thought-provoking themes. And at number 9 is Layers of Fear. This game pulls you deep into the fractured mind of a troubled painter, obsessed with completing his ultimate masterpiece. Set inside a dark and ever-changing Victorian mansion, the experience unfolds as you explore room by room, only to find that the environment twists and shifts whenever you look away. As the story unravels, you'll uncover disturbing memories, personal tragedies, and the artist's slow descent into madness. It leans heavily on atmosphere, visual distortion, and a constant sense of unease rather than direct threats. With its haunting imagery and narrative-driven design, Layers of Fear creates a chilling journey that blurs reality, perception, and insanity. At the 8th spot on the list is Visage, and this game drops you into a quiet suburban house with a deeply unsettling past, where every hallway and room holds fragments of tragic stories. As you explore, you'll piece together the lives of former residents, each chapter revealing disturbing events that left a permanent mark on the house itself. The game builds tension slowly, using darkness, sound, and unpredictable encounters to keep you constantly on edge. Stay in the dark too long, and the line between reality and hallucination begins to break down. With its heavy atmosphere and relentless sense of dread, Visage creates an experience that feels both oppressive and immersive. At number 7 is Phasmophobia. This game puts you and your team in the role of paranormal investigators, stepping into haunted locations to gather evidence of whatever is lurking inside. Armed with tools like EMF readers, spirit boxes, and cameras, you'll need to communicate, observe, and stay calm as the activity around you intensifies. What makes it stand out is its voice recognition. Spirits can hear you, respond to you, and sometimes even target you based on what you say. Each investigation feels unpredictable, especially when playing with others, where coordination and nerve are key. With its co-op gameplay, Phasmophobia delivers both intense and chaotic moments. And at the 6th spot on the list is Alien Isolation. You get placed aboard the Sevastopol space station, where something is hunting you, and it's nearly impossible to fight back. You play as Amanda Ripley, searching for answers about her mother's disappearance, only to find yourself trapped in a decaying station stalked by a relentless xenomorph. The creature isn't scripted. It adapts to your behavior, learning from your actions and forcing you to constantly change your strategy. You'll rely on stealth and distractions to survive. And at number 5 is Outlast. Outlast throws you into the abandoned massive asylum, where investigative journalist Miles Upshur is chasing a disturbing tip that quickly turns into a fight for survival. With no weapons to defend yourself, your only options are to run, hide, and document the horrors unfolding around you using your camcorder. The night vision mechanic becomes essential as you navigate pitch-black corridors, but it also limits your vision and battery life, adding constant pressure. As you uncover the asylum's dark secrets, you're relentlessly pursued by its violent inhabitants. At the 4th spot on the list is Still Wakes the Deep. This game takes place on an isolated oil rig in the North Sea, where a routine day shifts into something far more terrifying. You play as an electrician trapped offshore, cut off from the mainland as a mysterious presence begins to spread through the structure. With no weapons and nowhere to escape, survival means navigating collapsing walkways, flooded corridors, and the constant threat lurking just out of sight. The focus is on immersion and raw panic as the environment itself becomes as dangerous as whatever is hunting you. Still Wakes the Deep delivers a gripping experience of isolation, survival, and creeping dread in the middle of the ocean. At number 3 is Scorn. Scorn drops you into a nightmarish, biomechanical world where everything feels alive and deeply wrong. There's no clear guidance or exposition. Instead, you're left to explore interconnected environments filled with grotesque structures, organic machinery, and unsettling imagery. Progression is driven by solving intricate and often disturbing puzzles that feel like part of the world itself. Combat is limited and deliberate, adding to the tension rather than overpowering it. This game creates a deeply immersive experience. And at second place is Madison. This game puts you in the role of a young man trapped inside a house tied to a disturbing past, forced to take part in a ritual left behind by a malevolent presence. Guided only by an old instant camera, you'll capture photos that reveal hidden clues, shift reality, and sometimes expose things you were never meant to see. As you explore, the line between past and present begins to blur, pulling you deeper into a story filled with unsettling moments and psychological tension. The game leans heavily on atmosphere and unpredictability, keeping you constantly on edge. With its eerie pacing and clever use of mechanics, Madison creates a deeply immersive experience that lingers long after it's over. And for the final game of this video is Amnesia: The Bunker. In this game, you are trapped in a desolate World War I bunker, where something lurks in the darkness, reacting to every sound you make. You play as a lone soldier trying to escape, navigating the maze-like tunnels while managing limited resources and a generator that keeps the lights on, at least for a while. The creature's always present, forcing you to think carefully about every action, whether it's opening a door, moving objects, or firing a weapon. With its semi-open structure and dynamic systems, each playthrough feels unpredictable. Focused on tension, survival, and player choice, Amnesia: The Bunker creates a constant sense of dread where every decision can bring you one step closer to safety or straight into danger. And that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe for more horror content like this. And let me know in the comments which game you like the most. Until next time.